Hi everyone, it's Catherine Hicks from San Diego, California. Welcome back into my kitchen. Today we're going to be making what I like to call mini Oreo explosion pies. This is a really great, simple, and quick recipe. It's going to take you about 30 minutes to put together, but your guests are going to think this one came from a professional baker. This one's also a lot of fun for the kiddos to help you out with. What we're going to need for this are 51 Oreo cookies to be exact, 10 ounces of melted butter, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 2 ounces of Cool Whip topping, you're going to want that thawed, a 3.4 ounce box of cheesecake flavored pudding mix, of course 4 ounces of Philadelphia cream cheese at room temperature, and a cup and a half of cold milk. Now I've already gotten started by putting 40 of the Oreo cookies into my food processor and blending those up just until the mixture resembles coffee grinds. I've also gotten a head start by melting my butter in the microwave, so I'm going to grab that. And we're just going to add this to the Oreo crumbles. And we're just going to mix that just until it's thoroughly combined and mixed through. And then next is going to come the part where the kids are going to have a lot of fun helping you out with it. Just going to keep mixing this up. This is really going to help the butter is going to really help the Oreos stick together in our pan when we make these crusts. And I'm just going to grab a regular size muffin pan and move some of this stuff out of the way real quick. And what we're going to do is take some of this Oreo topping and we're going to firmly press it along the bottom and sides of each of these muffin molds. It's really important that you firmly press this in so the Oreo stays together when we go to take these cups out at the end. You're going to want to make sure it goes all the way up the sides. So we're going to fill these cups once they're done baking with a really great cheesecake mixture. And it's going to be really tasty. You don't want to make these too thin, but you also don't want to make them too thick either. I'd say about 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch thick. And just go ahead and press all these in. And the kids are really going to want to lick their fingers after helping you with this one. So I'm going to go ahead and finish these up. I just finished pressing my Oreo mixture into each of the muffin molds. As you might be able to see, I made a little bit of a mess on my counter, but that's all part of the fun. I'm going to stick this into my preheated 350-degree oven. The time I found best works for these is 16 minutes, so I'm going to set the timer for that. And when these are done, we're going to want to let them cool for 10 minutes before we remove them from the tin. Let's get going on our filling. We're going to take 4 ounces of the Philadelphia cream cheese, stick that right in the bowl, and we're going to beat this just until it's fluffy. It's just going to take a couple seconds. This is going to make the filling really nice and airy for us. I'm now going to add in the teaspoon of vanilla. I'm going to add the pudding filling and the 1.5 cups of milk. Now your pudding box is going to say to add 2 cups. Ignore that, we're only going to use 1.5 cups. I'm going to blend this up for about 4 minutes until it's thick, and I'll see you here then. Welcome back. My Oreo cups have finished cooking and cooling. Now what I like to do to take them out of the pan is take a long cutting board lined with a couple paper towels just to give these cups kind of a soft landing on their way out of the tin. We're going to place this cutting board paper towel side down on top of the muffin tin. Flip the whole thing over, and we're just going to give a couple light taps to each of the muffins. You can kind of play the bongos here. And then when you think they're ready to come out, you can just slowly lift up the muffin tin here. And all of mine came out in one swoop this time. Sometimes if you don't tap quite firm enough, it might take a couple tries, but eventually they're all going to come out. we're just going to grab by the bottom of these cups just so they don't fall apart and turn them over. Now, what we're going to do next is finish up our filling. I'm just going to finish flipping these over and then put them to the side for just a couple minutes. And grab our filling. I'll set these right up there. To finish this off, we're going to take 5 Oreos and then we're just going to kind of roughly crumble them. You can take anything you want. I just grabbed the back of my lemon slicer just because it was what was close. And we're just going to chop them up. Whoop! There it goes flying off the cutting board. Now when those are all done, we are going to mix in the last of our ingredients into the filling, which is the 2 ounces of Cool Whip. I'm just going to take that and gently fold it into this mixture, just until it's just been incorporated. And then we're also going to take the Oreo cookie crumbles, dump those in, finish mixing this up, and we're going to top each of the Oreo cups with just a couple spoonfuls of this great mixture. And we're going to take 6 more Oreos and just cut them in half, and we're going to use this as a topping for the pies. It's going to make for a really nice presentation. Just cut these in half, and who doesn't like Oreos, right? It's okay if you don't get these cut in half perfectly. Whichever side looks a little messed up, you can just stick that side down into the pudding mixture and no one will be able to tell. So I'm just going to finish cutting these up. And now I'm going to grab a plate and add a couple of these Oreo cups to the plate. And we're just going to add a couple spoonfuls of this mixture into each of the cups. I love these chopped Oreos in the mixture too, by the way. It adds a really nice contrast to the smoothness of the pudding. And then finally, we will top these off with the Oreo halves. Just stick that right in there. These look so great. And the best part about this is your guests are never going to know that your kids helped you with dessert. Look how great this looks. You can just pass these out to your friends. I'm going to go ahead and take a bite out of one. You can use a fork, but they're small enough. I'm going to use my hands. I love a good Oreo crust, and this one's crunchy, goes really well with the smooth filling. Take a bite of the Oreo on top. I'm going to grab a nice tall glass of cold milk and sit down and enjoy these. As always, thank you for spending time with me in my kitchen today. I'll see you next time.